with a car, all right? And then we have at Ipo Community, okay? This one is few minutes drive from Port Harcourt International Airport, and a plot of land goes for 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira. The second number you can call, all right, for these other locations that I've mentioned, a 0913 744 4982. 0913 744 4982. Again, let me resound this. The land at Choba, if you are getting up to 5 plots today, this one is just for today. If you're buying up to 5 plots, you get it at 1.5 million naira instead of the 2 million naira that we are giving it at, okay? 1.5 million naira. So instead of paying 10 million for the 5 plots, you are paying 7.5 million naira. I tell you, this is an opportunity to grab because a lot of people are rushing it, and after today, you will not get it at this particular price, okay? So come to our office, which is located at number 7 Rumwe Sara, after Forte Oil Petrol Station in Eka, Igruta Road, Port Harcourt. The phone number for this Choba site is 0810 622 9842. 0810 622 9842. Now, our visiting days are Mondays through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You will meet us at our office, and we will take you on a very beautiful ride to the location of your choice, so you can point and kill. All right, point and kill. No need to worry. You don't need to pay marching grant fee. You don't need to pay agent fee. You don't need to pay bush entry fee. No, the only thing that you will be paying for is your deed of conveyance, all right, which will be delivered to you, within 2 to 3 weeks, okay? And so we'll give you your survey plan as well. Then if you're doing the payment in installment, okay, when you make your first payment, we will issue you your receipts. Okay, so you can be rest assured that, yes, you actually have a plot of land for yourself or whatever, depending on how many plots you want to get, you have it reserved for you until you are able to complete your payments. Afterwards, we'll issue you your deed of conveyance and survey plan as well. So we are waiting for you at our office. Do not forget, visiting days are every day, Monday to Saturday, and then 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call this number for the site at location at Choba, 0810 622 9842. 0810 622 9842 or 0913 744 4982. 0913 744 4982. We have at Ipo Community, which is 500,000 naira. We have at Igruta, opposite Cucumber Market, close to Polaris Bank, which goes for 2 million naira. Hurry now while we have this prize given to you. It's a giveaway prize, really. Okay? So you have 200,000, you have 500,000, you have 2 million, you have 10 million, you have even 50,000 naira. Call us up and we will take you on the right path towards getting a land for yourself. So this is what Urban Developers have for you this morning. We're expecting you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Gloria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you also to Urban Developers. Alrighty, enjoy the rest of your day. Don't go anywhere. It's still the Super Breakfast Show, and the review comes up now after this break. Do not change the dial. It's Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt.
We know what you want and how you want it.
Here's Super FM. Yeah! Oh yes, our people talk say, na delay, they make fowl no fit fly like other bird in meat. Oh yeah now, rush now, carry your jingle, announcement, religious program, political program plus many more. Go meet your target audience as if we say Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt don't open for business. Yes, so our commercial office there for downtown for 56 Agri Road by Sokoto Junction, Port Harcourt. As a big man concern, call our marketing sales rep on 0915 729 0709. 0915 729 0709. Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. Your satisfaction, our guarantee.
Everyone needs a superhero.
You've heard about it. It's real.
It is.
It's
Super FM, Nigeria's #1 family, lifestyle, talk and urban radio station.
We know what you want and how you want it.
Here, Super FM. Yeah!
All right, welcome back. It's time for the review this morning on Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. It is the Super Breakfast Show. My name is Obi Ivy, and pleasure to have you on the program this morning. So, joining me on the review today, we're going to be looking at the stories that are trending and stories that have made headlines. Is Dr. Das Dapa Esquire. He is a public relations, advertising, and marketing practitioner, as well as a lawyer engaged in broadcast journalism. Dr. Das, good to have you on the program.
Good morning, Ivy. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, listeners. Ivy.
Yes.
You bring value to the table, right?
Okay.
I'm not alone to analyze the papers that we have for this morning.
Okay.
With me is Barrister Joseph Ile. Barrister Joseph Ile is a social commentator, a constitutional and human rights lawyer. He's also a political analyst. Ladies and gentlemen, let's deal.
All right. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. And anybody else, Dr. Das, you want to introduce me to?
I'm also expecting Dr. Ayanate Kyo. He's not in the studio as I speak,
Okay.
right? But as soon as he comes in, I'll bring him to the table.
Fantastic. All right, so let's move on right now. We've got many stories. Now, this first one is from Nupeng. And Nupeng is warning that fuel scarcity will not end soon. The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, Nupeng, has warned that fuel scarcity will not end in Nigeria soon. Now, according to the union, the country will also not reap the full benefits of being an oil-producing nation by abandoning local refining of petroleum products for importation. Now, this comment was made by the president, Prince Williams Akboreha, and he spoke over the weekend. What do you think? How should Nigerians brace for this particular news right now, Dr. Das?
I think Nigerians should be prepared to be able to take their destiny in their own hands. I've always said that we have been quarantined into a state of paralysis of expectation, where we think that a savior is going to come. But by the finding out of what the political class has given to us, we find out that there's no savior coming. It's a recycling of those that we already know that want to take us between now, 2023, and 2027. And maybe beyond. And if we're not careful, if we don't set the right agenda, if we're not ready to push the armband of who we are as citizens, then we might be able to lose it. Remember that when Ngozi Iweala was coordinating minister of the economy, go read her book. She did say that we are doing subsidies at $2 billion per annum, where $11 million per annum, when it could have taken just $2 million to build a refinery at that time. It showed that we had capacity for per annum to build 5 refiners, and we did not go down that way. So there's need for a pragmatic leadership. There's need for us to take the bull by the horn. If we don't do that as our people, and then now my fear, Ivy, is that we are in a very volatile. We're in volatile times now. These are political times. And so this might be another lip service activity, because I don't expect any major trust in respect of this discussion now between now and February of next year, in 2023, because the election, everybody and all politicians and the political class and even Nigerians, attention is with what's going to happen between now and 2023. While I say this, I think that, yes, it's time for us to take our destiny in our hands, and the solution and resolution should be in ways of building our own kind of the refineries. Pastor Ili, can I share a few of your thoughts on this?
Honestly, it is pathetic that in a country where petroleum product is something that we should get at every beak and corner, that we are still talking about scarcity of the commodity. I think we need to go down to our policy to know what we should do to ensure that refineries in Nigeria truly function. It is only then that we can address the issue of fuel scarcity in this country. So long as we import it, we are the masses of the country from where we import.
All right.
It's very
It's sad, actually. You know, it's not good news at all, considering the rise in the cost of everything in the country and the fact that salaries are not increasing to match, and then to think of fuel scarcity. And, you know, with fuel scarcity comes a further increase in the rise of petrol, at least available petrol, which will in turn affect the price of everything further, you know? So
That's why I said it's pathetic.
It is.
You
It
see,
is.
And then it is one commodity that has the capacity of affecting every sphere of life. The man who builds house needs transportation. The man who sells tomatoes needs transportation. The man who does anything, business, move around, he needs transportation.
Yeah.
And where that commodity is cast, the likelihood of inflation is there. And until our leaders are ready to say enough is enough, let's face the fact, let's produce this here, let our refineries be functional, let the modular industries refining petroleum products be activated, we may never come to a solution.
Indeed, and it's sad. All right, let's move away from there now and go over to, the issue with security in the country. So the Shiroro death toll rises to 48. 34 soldiers killed, says community youth leader. Now, the emerging reports indicate that more bodies of soldiers and police officers killed during an ambush by terrorists at Shiroro, Niger State, have been recovered. And the convener of the concerned Shiroro youth of Niger State, Sani Koki, on Sunday disclosed that the death toll has risen to 48. Now, remember that a few days ago, last week precisely, we brought the report about terrorists attacking a mining site and killing military people who were guarding the place and went away with 4 Chinese nationals plus a few other people. Now, the death toll has risen because more bodies have been discovered in nearby bushes. So it is quite alarming. How do you respond to the story, sir?
Maybe I should just start here, right? It's saddening, right? It's saddening that we keep the level of insecurity and the level of bad in our land, increases every day. We hear it in the radio, we read it on the newspapers, and then everywhere. It's bloodshed, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. It goes to buttress what I've been saying, that there's a systemic failure. That systemic failure, I recall in 2015, right, where the promise of the present administration, and then one of the key issues that they mentioned was security, and that the last government had a leisure kind of attitude towards security. And then in my sense at that point in time was that because we are going to have somebody who was coming from the military background, and then remember the war against indiscipline,
yes,
that when his first sojourn into the political arena, I mean, at the hands of Nigeria, right? So my sense at that time was that, okay, we're going to nip this in the bud. But 7 years after, it's death upon death and attacks and bandits and unknown gunmen. It got into a level where they even attack military bases. But it also shows, because as a professional, right, I wonder how no fights can go to military bases and attack people. I wonder how soldiers, and now bodies counted 48 at the Shiroma instance, now have been discovered. How is it possible that the Nigerian army that has been part of economic missions all over? I remember when ECOMOG was there, Nigeria played a major role. We go to nations, we go to other African countries, and we were peacekeeping, forces. We can't keep the peace in our nation. That's something that is fishy. I allow you, Pastor Ine, to just add his voice to this.
Well, this brings us to the big question. Where is the change that we were promised 7 years ago? At that time, the issue was that the security situation in Nigeria was terrible. And now what would we say? Where military bases are attacked, people are killed at ransom, I think there is something fundamentally wrong in the system. And it's either that the leadership is not taking the bull by the horn to fight this as they promised us. And we need to take proper care, especially now that we're getting into new dispensation of politics, to make sure that we take the right decisions as the right persons.
Again, if I remember correctly, one of the envoys from Ethiopia to Nigeria said that Nigeria needs to be united in order to fight terrorism and insurgency. Does it feel like, the division along ethnic lines, political lines is in fact fueling insecurity in this country, thus, just crippling the capacity of the Nigerian military? Or do you think that it is the insecurity that is fueling the division? What do you think?
I truly think that the division is fueling it. Because what we have is a scenario where we have the tribal heroes, and each hero tends to protect his ethnic group, irrespective of what they do. I don't want to mention names now, but it is too painful that when you push military men from the other angle to the south, they in fact attack and try to combat every signal. And then the reverse is the case. When you take them from here and down there, every day they are slaughtered. It means there is something wrong. It's either the ethnic divisions amongst the class is seriously fueling the insecurity. I think there should be a long way to see how we can be unified and see how we can work together to see how our security system could be put in place.
Yes, please.
As an addendum, right?
Yes.
I also think that the military must be cautious in how it handles, actions that affect ethnic nations. Now, Nigeria is made up of basically around about 250 ethnic nations.
Yes.
And then when a particular ethnic nation in the military begins to see itself, as superior to the other, then there's problem. Then you find out that the military becomes a tool of even, I'm looking for that word, where the military becomes a tool for affecting a particular section of the nation negatively. We have seen where we have Operation This, and then when it comes to the southeast, you see how bad the military can show its capacity. I'm from the Niger Delta, so I speak. You recall how the military, as a tool of the federal government, was used to attack OT. When Olusegun Obasanjo was head of state, was president rather. And so you realize that the military itself has been part of the problem. But that it will reflect, or that shows that, the ethnic tensions, even within the military, for me, as a function of that 3 years between 1967 and 1970, when the Civil War took place, has not been fully healed. When General Gowon, retired, did say that it was a 3-arrow, rehabilitation and all that, reconciliation, and bringing the nation. How many years after have we truly healed the wounds of the nation? We can't say that.
I quite get what you're saying anyways. But if you've just tuned in, if you've just joined us, this is Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. It is the review, and we're looking at today's top stories. And I do have a pair of seasoned analysts joining me to look at the headlines today. But still talking about security anyways. Before that, if you'd like to leave a comment, just go over to our Facebook page, Super FMPH, and drop your comments. You would find all of the headlines and some more. Drop your comments and I'll be glad to take them. Don't forget also that you can leave the same comment on Instagram at Super FMPH, But in the meantime, you can send me an SMS. I'll be glad to take your SMS or WhatsApp message 09059481021 for SMSs only. 09059481021, as well as for WhatsApp messages. If you'd like to leave a WhatsApp voice note, please do so, but please ensure that it's not longer than 1 minute. Okay, so let's go back to the conversation about security. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, has, that's Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged Christians to get jawbones of cows for self-defense instead of guns. So he's pretty much just saying that Christians do not need guns for self-defense. Rather than pick up AK-47s, there are other ways to go about it. He was also misquoted, some time ago, based on this particular comment, but he came out to clarify that, hey, he's not advocating for anyone to bear guns, as it were, but to find other means. And I'll just quote him a bit here, saying that I have always wondered how you demonstrate to children in Sunday school, but the best way is to show children using the jawbone of a cow, don't buy guns. He says, I never asked Christians to buy guns. Christians don't need guns. Samson did not fight with an AK-47. Don't go and buy guns. And that's what he had to say concerning this one. I mean, the security issue in the country has even come to the point where former President Goodluck Jonathan, as well as the current Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, saying that Nigerians should pray now more than ever before. What do you think?
Yes, I see. When they begin to say that, we do not take guns to protect ourselves, then you can imagine in the 21st century where we advised to use the jawbones. In the days of something, it was the jawbones that was a gun at that time. Technology and all that has changed. Yes, let me also say, because I like to be objective and fair, right? Nobody, just like when the other governor, I don't want to mention his name, that said that citizens should get ready, and they ordered the commissioner of police in the state to issue guns to eligible citizens. Well, he said that maybe as a function, right, of the level of attack, right? When you have been pushed to the wall, when you have been attacked with guns and grenades and bombs and all that, and that's all you have, and then are we saying that all that Christians have is prayers? And that we have to pray. But we recall that, even in those days of Jerusalem, God ordered that, he called it and he said, go to war. He was a God of war himself. But we're not talking about war now, but Christians will always not take war as first option, because mercy is what operates in Christendom, right? But for them to say that we cannot protect ourselves and allow ourselves to be killed, I think the priest himself, when I call priest, at the boy himself, was just reacting to when we make a comment, and the people there's a sort of say, no, you don't have that authority. By the legal requirement, he doesn't have authority to say go carry guns. No, he said that's against what the legal issues in society would deal with. But you can encourage. Okay, why if it is serious, right? And my people are attacked, what pragmatics or practitioners, warlords will do, even Christian warlords, is to begin to arm the people secretly. Even some politicians do that secretly, and the state frowns.
Hello, Mr. Das. Can you
defend ourselves?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we can also defend ourselves. So maybe that's what he was looking at. But that Christians should not defend themselves in the state of what we have seen over time. I see, have you gone back to look at the pages? Go look at the screens of the murder, of mass murder, of attack of religious places, where our Christians worship. And then it becomes like Christianity becomes the target, of what is, our own Nigeria now. And for Christianity itself, it moves like there's a dimensional shift. where they are moving from Christianity to even Christianity, because the body of Christ is one. And so, for me, I think that Christians must be ready. Ready in the sense that you cannot just fold your hands and be killed. But please don't go illegal, because I like to live within the confines of the law. But please, I just say one or two things, sir.
Well, I think the clergy is trying to speak like a clergyman. Probably he's not trying to appear incisive of violence in the country. So he's giving an advocacy for a more subtle manner of approaching the violence against the Christian. But the question will be, if they don't need God, what do they need?
Jawbones, he said.
Jawbones.
Back in the days of something.
Jawbones.
Of cows.
Let's be how possible can, in the face of onslaught with AK-47, jawbone do for us? How realistic is it that in such circumstances our lives is secure? I think it's more or less that as a clergyman, he didn't want to appear to be
inciting. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't his intention either. To incite. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right, let's move away from there and look at politics for a few moments now. We have a report from the NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Kwankwaso, describing the Igbo nation as politically immature to win the presidency. The former governor of Kano State calculated the ongoing political permutations in the country and declared that the highest Igbo can hope for is vice president. And on that note, he says to Peter Obi that he's offering him the golden ticket of being his vice president. What do you?
I think. Yeah, I think. See what we're saying, that the political class is not readily willing to heal the wounds of that nation, right? When in 1999. Okay, let me just take back very briefly, right? When the military took over in 1993, you realize that the Yoruba nation at a point became, because Abiola won that election, June 12, I meant, and then there was a level of, and when the Babangida left and stepped aside, and antagonism against the Yoruba nation. They, as a people, did not like the fact that their person won that election, and then have been, in the manner of speaking, the election have been annulled. And then Yoruba, even Tinubu himself, the same Tinubu now presidential aspirant, ticket holder, flag bearer of the APC, led that campaign and went into exile. Parani was killed. Abiola's wife, Kudirat Abiola, was killed. Then when Tinubu and the others, and I can mention Benga Daniels and all that, went abroad, they set up Radio Kudirat. It was against the system, and the Yorubas wanted out. Now, let's go back. Between 1967 and now, you see, almost 3 million people of the Igbo nation, manner of speaking, because we have 200 ethnic nations in Nigeria, were killed, 3 million of the people. And between that time and now, they have not been part, despite the 3 arrows declared by General Gowon. They have not been part of the political process. They are, but they have not taken leadership now. For Kwankwaso, it was Alex Ekweme in 1979 under Shagari that was vice president. Now, for him to say that they qualify only to vice president is insensitive. Now, for me, it would have been a healing. Now, we know why I brought out the Yoruba example. Now, Obasanjo himself was sent to jail. Abacha locked him up. It was only when Abacha died he resigned. He was released. And it came to a point, right, where everybody in Nigeria knew that there was need to calm down, to be able to make sure that we hold together. And so there was a need for Yoruba candidates. And that's why Olufalaye and Olu Obasanjo emerged in the two parties, two Yoruba candidates.
All right.
So that it was an unseen agreement because it was a healing. And Obasanjo emerged, and the Yoruba people are not complaining of being out of Nigeria or wanting to go out. And so the Igbos have consistently been marginalized after the Civil War, right? I'm not from there, but I must speak the truth. And now we are saying that they should be quarantined again only to a state of vice president. It's somebody from the Igbo nation a chance this time because we want a new Nigeria to lead Nigeria. We're not the nation.
All right.
I also anticipate that if we do that, right, you will realize that agitations of the IPOB will just not die a natural
You
death.
think? Do you
Or-
think so? Do you think that the IPOB is agitating for an Eastern president? Do you think that is the bane of all of their contention?
IPOB have been, prescribed in Nigeria, described as illegal. Yes, we know. But also remember that the ANC in South Africa, which is in power in government today, Mandela, was in prison, was also labeled as illegal. Right, and even the United Kingdom, also at that point in time, it recognized the decision of the South African apartheid government to say the ANC was illegal because they were fighting the right of being having an equal state. You know, you can be majority, and then you have the few that call themselves white rule over you for almost over. Now, years after, the same organization is in power in South Africa. Nelson Mandela became the first president. So we cannot continually begin to lead in the past. We need a new Nigeria. And so Kokoronso should be, it should have yet appealed to Peter Obi, I agree, but not say that the Igbos perpetually or fit for or not qualified.
All
They're
right.
not qualified to be president. They're only quarantined to be vice president. I don't know. Just a word will do.
I think so. An apology, serious one, to the Igbo nations. What is his basis? What is his statistics? What he has done is to discriminate against certain ethnic groups on account of the fact that they belong to one section or the other in Nigeria. It is painful that somebody who should aspire to the position of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria should be thinking in that light. In fact, irrespective of where the person comes from, he can aspire and become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, even if his tribe is the smallest
All right.
of all tribes in Nigeria. And then to now see a nation as big as the Igbo nation and you say, oh, they are only suitable for being the second hero in the scheme of things is pathetic. It's painful. It's the meaning of the Igbo nation.
Well, I think what he means. I'm not trying to justify his comments, anyways, but I think that what he means is, at this moment, the best that they can get, rather than lose out, outrightly. The best that can come to them if they become vice president.
You use the word at this moment. Are you saying at this moment there is no Igbo man that is qualified to hold
Now,
on?
the point again is not about being qualified. The point is not about being qualified or not. The point is.
Let's get it right. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
He's looking at election on the basis of ethnic nationality. If you're Hausa, then you're qualified to hold the position of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then if you're from River State or some of these smaller ethnic groups, like Igbos that are even divided, I quite agree that in some measures, Igbo has always been an egalitarian society where no king exists. It is not new in their history.
Okay, all right. Let's move away from this story. Let's just move away from this particular report now and come back home to Port Harcourt. We have a report that 7 Rivers inmates have graduated from the National Open University of Nigeria. Of the 7 people, 2 came out with a second-class upper division, what we call 2-1, while 5 came out with 2-2. And the registrar of the National Open University, Felix Odoka, disclosed this while handing the certificates to the inmates at a brief but colorful award presentation held at the Correctional Center here in Port Harcourt at the Dockyard Road in River State. What do you make of that story? Now, just an addition to that particular story, in not a related report anyways, but the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital has come out to debunk rumors that have been peddled over the last few days, saying that no fewer than 14 babies died, premature babies who were receiving care at the what's it called now, in the incubators and the department that takes the Skibble department, yes, and UPTH has come out to debunk such rumors, saying nothing like that ever happened. Now, the report said that due to power outage at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, no fewer than 14 babies died. But they've come out to say it's not true at all. So just react in 1 minute to these two stories.
Let me take the 1 minute. Let me take a moment. Let me just take this one. OBID,
Yes.
permit me very quickly. Let me just run through the National Open University. I am, and I'm no lie, of the National Open University. Matter of fact, that's where I got my LLB, and I came out with the second class.
Wow.
So I'm happy that those of all the people, even in prison that did that program, right? Especially in Port Harcourt. Imagine how you can be in prison and get degrees.
Absolutely. So nobody really has an excuse if you think about it.
Thank you. That's what I'm going to. If you need to help yourself educationally, you don't have an excuse. The National Open University is there. The testimony of the 7 graduates from the prison, Port Harcourt prison, is a good success. Being
Absolutely.
a part of that system, I understand. I say thank you. Now, let me go to the UPTH issue, which is very critical, right? Now, let me say this. Now, we had that report, and then the public relations officer of the UPTH sent out a press release denying that report. That press release has been a subject of discussion for professionals, right? It was at best, it did not meet the standard. I would recommend the RPPI. Every public relations has a process. Now, in responding to such critical issues, the RPPI model of public relations we play. R for research, P for planning, I for implementation, and E for evaluation. Now, you see that the PRO made just that one comment, and it's speculating that no, nothing like that happened. We have dissected it in the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. We have realized that the man himself is not a public relations officer, practitioner. And let me also say this, right? If a federal government institution can employ, they are defaulting. The law establishes ECAP N114 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says that for anybody to practice public relations, he must be a member of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Otherwise, you are a tout, and that there's a 2-year jail penalty for such people. And then for them to use a non-professional as their public relations officer, and he goes to tell the public relations is about building trust and goodwill between an organization and its various publics. You see how the people are still reacting to say that even that after that press conference is a lie. They said the generators weren't working. I've seen testimonies where people call in and they say, yes, my sister's son
the truth is, a lot of us have stories to tell about this particular issue. I personally,
must wake up.
For me,
and address us again. The first press statement. Go back to BC or medical director. Please tell your PRO department to do a good job. They need to build up on that initial press conference and then give us statistics. I.e., on the certain days, these are the number of patients that came in for labor. These were the number of children that were put in the incubator. With statistics, public relations is about truth. And then these were the doctors, list of doctors that were on duty. And then these are the generator operated the generator log operated from this time to this time to prove the point.
All right. All right. Okay.
Public relations is hearsay.
Okay.
Professional in public relations on this. That's why I'm saying this to bring to the fore the truth.
All right then. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's just do a quick recap of all the stories, including the ones that we did not get the chance to review. Do stay with me. Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. We'll be taking your reactions now. But first off, we brought you that one that fuel scarcity won't end soon, and this is from Nupeng. I'm offering Peter Obi golden opportunity to be my vice president. This is Kwankwaso. Igbo not ready for presidency. This is also from Kwankwaso. Peter Obi begs supporters after Koju Oye Made's backlash, and he says, let's tolerate other views. Police IRT arrests 3 suspects, 2 bank staff over attempt to hack into account and steal 3.4 billion naira in Ibadan. Pick your running mate from North Central Northeast APC tells Tinubu. Gunmen abduct 2 Catholic priests in Edo. 18 killed as buses collide on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It's false. UPTH refutes claim 14 babies died due to power outage. Stop as implementation of abortion guidelines, Catholic Church tells Sanwo-Olu. Mob set ablaze 3 POS robbers in Aba. Now, this is so gruesome. Jungle justice method is just not, it is so primitive, so callous, and those who perpetrated this gruesome act should be brought to book as soon as last week, honestly. Re-murder of Deborah Yakubu. Archbishop Martins wants perpetrators punished. It's amazing that this matter seems like it's water on the back of a dock, water under the bridge and swept under the carpet. No one is hearing anything about the story anymore. Shiroro death toll rises to 48, 34 soldiers killed, says community youth leader. Nations Cup gets new kickoff dates due to weather concerns. I'm sure Mary J already covered this one. You don't need gun for self-defense, Adeboye tells Christians. NDLEA intercepts 4.5 billion naira heroin as ex-BRT driver excretes cocaine at Lagos airport. This is unbelievable. Time for prayers, not blame game. Jonathan Osimbajo tell Nigerians. Buhari will do nothing to stop armed Fulani terrorists, says Huriwa. Atiku Atiku to lead a reconciliation team to visit Wike. Other aggrieved members, says Jibrin. Police arrest 2 bankers, 4 others for robbery. And finally, in entertainment here, Funke Akindele says it is such a big deal as she celebrates her invitation to join the Oscars. Alrighty, let's take your comments right now. Our time is really short, but we're going to try and make the best of it. The phone lines are open 0705 079 1021 and 0811 7431 021. Okay, we have comments on Facebook already. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You have 1 minute. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay, my name is Ola Kanya. I'm calling from Romolumene.
Pleased to have you on the program. Go ahead.
Okay. Don't carry guns. Carry only, what do they call it, bow, to defend yourself.
Carry the jaw bones of
the
cows.
Jaw bow to defend yourself. And I began to wonder the pastor that is telling us that even when the Nigerian military cannot be able to face them, they are holding AK-47, face the same bandit that is holding the same AK-47 with them, and he's coming out to tell us we should not carry guns to defend ourselves until one will die finish. I don't understand. Sometimes I began to wonder, most of all these Christians, whether is it not one God we are worshiping that if something happens to the other person, it becomes a nothing to them. I don't understand what we are doing in this country. That is just my mistake, my dear.
It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. Hello, good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning, Super FM.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Eddie calling from Port Harcourt.
Good to have you on the program. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yes, Buhari will fight Fulani killer herdsmen to the core. How many years have you taken, Mr. President, to rule this country? This is 7 years. Is it these 2 months that left that he will fight Fulani killer herdsmen? Whom is their patron? Is it possible? That statement, did you take it? We didn't take it. It's a fallacy. It's a big lie. He will never fight his kinsmen because he's in support of what they are doing, telling us that they will grab land by fire by force. There is a long-age tradition of grazing routes, but we will do everything possible to resist it.
All right.
Pray for Nigeria. Jonathan Onosubanjo. How can Christians pray for Nigeria when they are kidnapping our priests, putting fear on the congregation? We can see their strategy all over the country. We can see that these people are determined to ensure that Christians are being forced to retreat, but they cannot do anything. Any day, anytime they push Christians to the wall, they will react.
All right,
it will be violence everywhere. That's what I'm promising them. Because putting our hand don't mean that we are afraid. We are not afraid. We the Christians, we can do it and even do it more worse than what they are doing. But they should receive their steps. Or else, if this continue with this strategy that Fulani clients and bandits are using,
putting fear in the Christians, it will be a bloody shed when
Thank
time
you.
will come.
Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Good morning to you, my lady.
The Real Gift, welcome.
And good morning to my chiefs on the other side of the divide this morning. My lady,
Yes, sir.
any chicken that decides to visit the house of a native doctor has made up his mind to die. If you see jawbone versus persons with AK-47 rifles and sometimes snipers and what have you, automatic rifles, I mean, what are we talking about here? Don't be like, say, don't tell me make I go commit suicide or go kill myself or make native doctor use me. The thing is, after the story of Samson in the Bible, when you come out, come read, which other person will they answer Samson for Nigeria today where he has said, don't go kill lions before? Not to talk of confronting somebody with a jawbone, animal jawbone, somebody with AK-47. Oh, now, for goodness sake, that is sometimes it's better they don't even say some of these things because when they say it, and somewhere along the line, they want to re-address what they have said, diverting the meaning, the original meaning from when they said it. Then it's better you don't say it at all,
right.
As far as I'm concerned. Because some of these comments, oh my God, for goodness sake, if the army will carry rifle, never fit defeat the Boko boys, now me and you go use jawbone.
All right,
I'm working for one jawbone now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, on Facebook, Michael Ifeanyi UK just says, Obi, good morning. Igbo not ready for presidency, Kwankwaso. If Kwankwaso is pointing one finger to Igbos, four fingers are also pointing at Hausa community. History shows that Hausa has not had their own share of presidency. Thanks, Super FM. Koate Magnus says, the issue of fuel scarcity not ending anytime soon is not a welcome development. I encourage appropriate authorities to do the needful to curtail the situation. Kwankwaso offer Mr. Obi VP slot in NMPP, a mere effort that will only end in futility. The kidnapping of clergymen on a daily basis is not only worrisome but barbaric. Pray for their quick return to their families unhurt. UPTH power saga could be traced to politics that has diverted the attention of the man saddled with the responsibility of managing the hospital. I advise he should be sacked for him to face politics full time. Okay. Wari Ayi Bapri. Jeremiah, I hope I did not slice your name like Okazi this morning. Why are kidnappers going after praise? Mr. Obi supporters should learn how to absorb criticisms. It is part of the game. Thank you. Danny Chooks here says, Obi, good morning. I write from D-Line. Yesterday, again, gunmen kidnapped 2 Catholic priests after what happened in Kaduna and Edo State. What sort of country is this? Everyday bad news and the government seems less concerned. The Catholic Church should rise now. This cannot continue. I pray for their safe release. Amen. I pray as well. Barinella says, I am offering Peter Obi Golding opportunity to be my vice president, Kwankwaso. Me, Kwankwaso doesn't need Peter Obi before he can win an election. More so, Peter Obi doesn't also need Kwankwaso before he can win the general election. They should both go their separate ways. After all, this is the beauty of democracy. The popular candidate will emerge at the end of the day. Thank you. Chia Gozie says, Obi something. Super FM, Mona, good morning. It's snowing here in the form of rain. Funke Akindele is excited. If you know her, you know she doesn't talk about her scandals and falls on social media, only her uprising and achievement. So people, where they drink her Panadol, should keep drinking it. All right, this is quite a lot of reviews and comments here. Igbo shouldn't hear you say such, Kwankwaso. Use your right hand to clean one side of your mouth. All right. Fuel scarcity won't end soon. It's really terrible. Since the country has made us insecure, we cannot shout hallelujah in our churches now without looking at our backs. My dear daddy, we don't hear you, but at least if you carry pen knife to church, it's a win-win-win thing. All right, thank you. Just a lot of comments that you've written, so I cannot take every single one of them. Obio Harut says, 2023 election, prayer is all we need. That's the truth. Akachi Gabriel says, Tinubu will win presidential election according to Ositai Okechukwu. Is very laughable. Okay, John Kennedy Kelechi says, concerning the UPTH claims that no baby died due to power outage is false. I don't believe it. I went to UPTH last 2 years to collect my mom's COVID test results, and right there, family brought electric fan and other appliances for one of their family members, admitted there, and what they were saying, that was heartbreaking. All right, thank you for that particular comment. Let me take this last call. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Oga Bright, welcome. Oh, AB, you're calling me back. All right, go ahead. Make it fast, please.
Yes, 30 seconds. The issue of Atiku leading delegates to Rivers State in order to reconcile their group members. I want to ask, initially Atiku set up committee member that will screen Governor Wike and Okowa and the other Odom, who become the vice president. But at the point when the committee come up with a proposal that they have chosen Wike, he went ahead and picked Okowa. What happened then? That's the question that we are asking. Atiku, what happened that you backpass those you set up to screen them?
All right.
Come up that they pick Wike and go and pick Okowa. It means that the caseman must have told him that, look, this man, if you go ahead and pick him on your own,
okay.
You can see how they are playing their politics in the north. So it's unfortunate that when it comes to here, they all run on their own. Like they
all
are
right, AB. AB, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, on this note, I want to say thanks to everyone who has participated, who has called in on the program. Thank you. I want to thank my analysts as well. Dr. Das, thank you so very much.
Ivy, thank you, and thank you very much. Barisile, what do you have to say?
Thank you very much.
Barisile, thank you so much. Pleasure is so much mine. And I hope that we can do this again, maybe in a fuller house as well.
Yeah, sure.
And I look forward to a chance to having you live in the studio. It will be my pleasure.
Trust me, we can sufficiently work on that, right?
That would be amazing.
You had the delightful Professor Ken Wike.
Oh.
I'm bringing to the studio myself with Barisile and a few others. So sometimes we need to dissect these issues that affect our society.
Absolutely.
For community education, where everybody learns.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, sirs.
Same here. You enjoy it too. Bye-bye, listener.
Thank you. All right. And that concludes it on the review today. Go on a quick music break. When I come back, we'll be looking at the issue. Do not change the dial. This is Super 93.3 FM per target. My name is Obi Ivy.
Everyone needs a superhero.
You've heard about it. It's real.
It is.
It's
Super FM, Nigeria's #1 family, lifestyle, talk and urban radio station.
Oh yes, our people talk say na delay dey make fowl no fit fly like other bird in meat. Oya now, rush now, carry your jingle, announcement, religious program, political program plus many more.